Now then, people, it's Joe, it's All Leeds TV. That's Oscar that way. That's Oscar from All Leeds TV, of course. You know him. How are we doing, guys, as he likes to say. Hope you're all doing well. It's Sunday. It's match day. We're buzzing. Your match day content kicks off nice and early at 1 o'clock, where, of course, we react to the live lineups. Excited for this one. I wonder if Click's back in. Will Alioski be on the bench? Are we going to go with Ayling at centre-back? There's loads of questions. And let's have a look at the Leicester team as well. We want to know what's going on with Leicester. And as I've asked, and I'll always will ask just while Oscar gets the lineup ready for us to check out on the screen, please smash a like on the video. It does wonders for the channel. If you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe. I know it does your head in when I continuously ask, but honestly, it does wonders for us. It makes sure more people come in, etc., etc. It really helps the channel boom. And of course, we want to grow. We want to continue to grow, man. So please smash a like on the video. And that includes our good friend, old Danny De La Montas, who is in his cold van working. Hope you're doing well, mate. Enjoyed the cold weather and all that shite. That hard rock stuff, that hard rock shite. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent now. Oscar, let's go through that lineup, mate. Take us through.
Yeah, so Leeds United today, it looks like we have Mr. Illan Meslier. Well, we definitely have Illan Meslier in goal. That's the one thing we do know. Illan Meslier in goal. Looks like at right back, Mr. Luke Ayling.
Right.
Centre halves, it looks like we've got Liam Cooper and Pascal Struijk.
Interesting. We were discussing this last night, whether or not we thought Pascal would go in there. So I'm glad to see that from a personal standpoint.
I'm a bit surprised, to be fair, by this, though, mate. And then left back, we do have Mr. Gianni Alioski.
Nice. Well,
holding midfield,
nice? I don't know.
Calvin. Right hand side, I'm guessing Mr. Rafinha.
Yeah.
Left hand side, Jack Harrison. Then it looks like centre mid, once again, is Stuart Dallas keeping his place from Newcastle.
Interesting.
And then Rodrigo Moreno aside him. And up top, Mr. Patrick Bamford. So
the man himself.
One change, mate. 1 enforced change.
Yeah.
Same system.
Yeah, same system. Like Jack says, Click on the bench, lads, which is really interesting to see. It's not like Alisson and Marty Adams to think we're going to get a defeat. I think they say that every week. They must just do it for their own mental state, for when we get a win, it makes themselves feel better. Lovely comment from Nicola Cahill, who says, everyone in the chat, please smash a like. You're an awesome channel. Hopefully 3 points today. Thank you for the support. Nick says he's glad to see Click on the bench. He needs a rest. This is what always gets aimed at Click. Rest. I just think he's been off form. I don't know if it's quite rest. But Lord Bamford says, no Click. I think he's good because Dallas can get forward and back, whereas Click doesn't always get back. What are your thoughts on that, Click still being benched, and the fact that, you know, I thought Dallas played really well against Newcastle. Admittedly, it's a totally different kettle of fish when you're coming up against this Leicester side, which we'll go through in a little bit more detail soon. But what are your thoughts on Click still being on the bench?
A little bit surprised because I thought maybe with Llorente being injured, I wouldn't have thought he'd start Struijk and 2 left-footed centre-backs. But yeah, to be fair, Click didn't do anything when he came on, in all honesty. He did okay, but nothing really too dramatic that makes me think, oh, he's got to start this next game. I thought Stu did okay at midfield. I wouldn't say anything more than kind of 7 out of 10. I thought he was okay when he played there, and he did enough to keep his place. So I'll say that much. But yeah, I'm still not a fan of Dallas in centre mid, especially against a team like this, where the technical difference between the two teams is massive. Let's be honest, because you'll go through the Leicester team in a minute, but you look at the difference in technical quality in that lot between the two teams. But I think obviously, hopefully, as the effect we want it to have on Click, you know, in terms of it gives him that kick up the backside to an extent, you know, in terms of that he's not undroppable. I don't think anyone's undroppable in this team, to be honest, mate. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I didn't really expect it in this game. You know, despite the Newcastle one, but we'll wait and see, mate. We'll wait and see.
I guess, Oscar, if you were looking at performance, i.e., you could say Dallas more than deserves to start there again, because I thought against Newcastle he was very good. However, I think on the flip side, a lot of Leeds United's thinking is just getting back at left back, because we don't really rate Gianni Alioski there. Maybe that's a little bit harsh on Alioski, but I think that's a lot of people's thoughts. And I think regardless of Click being in and out of form, I think people are that... I guess, can get that frustrated with Gianni and maybe question his quality, that they'd rather see maybe an out-of-form Click in there and Dallas at left-back as opposed to what we're seeing at the minute. But I think he's more than earned his chance to play there again, because I thought he did really well. Luke Williamson says Pascal has earned it. Ian Mozza says, I think Strout will be better Cooper than Cooper long term. I probably do agree with that. But there's a lot of love in there for Pascal. We were discussing it last night on our big match preview. I hope you've watched that, guys, and enjoyed that. And I said there's a case that he would do that, and others disagreed and thought he would rather go with a right footer and a left footer, but he's gone with 2 left footers, and I think Strout did well. Of course, you prefer to have right and left footers on the right side and left side is centre back. But I think I'm just glad to see Pascal in the side. I do really, really rate him. And what are your thoughts on the fact that he has decided to go with, Pascal and Cooper being both left footed?
I've got to agree. I'm delighted to see Pascal in there. I think we were saying, John was saying yesterday that Struijk is a long-term option for this Leeds team. You can definitely see that being the case. And I think Bielsa's getting more and more confidence in him. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is Cooper playing on the right, instead of on the left. I just think when we're playing it out the back, it's going to be so predictable for Leicester when they try and press us. They know they've got to try and get Cooper to play the balls on his right foot to an extent, because he hasn't got a right foot. So that's a bit of concern to me in terms of we've got 2 left-footed centre-backs. I never really like it in terms of balance. I mean, it's one of those. I guess with the injuries we've got, there was no perfect solution, to be fair. So I'm not going to go here and say it's a terrible decision, because it's not. It's just we haven't got many options. The other option is play Luke Hayden at centre-back, but then you lose Luke Hayden at right-back. So for me, I'm not surprised to see Bielsa do this too much. I wasn't expecting it. I did think Click would come in, but yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean,
yeah, I love this comment. I love this comment from obviously a Man United fan actually saying, "Please win today. Don't be brain dead and go all out attack." I think that's a great point. We were saying last night it'd be interesting to see whether or not Bielsa switches it up from a tactical standpoint in terms of trying not to concede early and not going all out. Maybe that's another reason why Dallas is in there. Someone picked up earlier on about the number of assists, a number of interceptions Dallas has as opposed to Click. I'm not too sure on the numbers. I don't know whether or not that's.
It's a very physical midfield. In terms of like energy in that. Like, obviously, got Dallas and Phillips in there. From that point of view, you've got to absolutely love it in terms of the work rate, and maybe against Leicester, where we're probably not going to have as much of the ball as we usually do. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much into Leicester's team, but obviously we see Mendy, Tielemans in there. They're going to keep the ball well.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't have as much of the ball, so it's good to have off-the-ball pressers. Dallas, we know we've got that work rate off the ball. He's good at intercepting the ball. He's good at winning the ball back. Phillips, as we all know, we have got energy in that midfield. The only concern is when we get on the ball, have we got the quality to play through Leicester's press? Have we got the quality to get from back to front quickly in that sense? Or are we going to lose the ball like we did against Newcastle, really? Yeah. And to be fair, it didn't improve when Click came on in that respect. So I can see why the decision's being made, and let's hope it goes well. Who are you waving to?
Oh, I thought you could hear the beep. I was just playing with the sound. You obviously didn't hear the beep. It was just a car outside. I thought I would play with it, but obviously
looks like you're waving to looks like you're waving to the picture behind you.
But yeah, let's have a look at that Leicester side. Obviously,
hopefully this will work. Probably the easiest way of doing it is this. Can you see that, guys?
Oh,
you see that? So,
yeah, go on. Take us through.
Michael. For some reason, Leicester decided to be all fancy, so you can't just screenshot it.
You can't really see it, yeah.
They're very unthoughtful, aren't they, for content creators? It's a nightmare. So Schmeichel, Castagne, Fofana, Evans, Justin. So that's kind of like your back five to an extent. It looks like it'll be Justin or Castagne at left back. Probably Castagne, I'd imagine. Fofana, Evans as a centre back partnership. Then Mendy, Tielemans in front of them. Tielemans play very much box to box. Mendy just sits. Albrighton on the right. Maddison in a 10 role, and on the left-hand side, it looks like we've got Harvey Barnes. And then up top, it's kind of as a false nine, a Jose Perez. So, interesting lineup that, mate. Not too unexpected.
No. It is. You bang on the money. I think, I do like Castagne Fofana is, it was great. It was great, weren't it, Giancarlo? Let's be honest. He's showing his
skills. I had to think on my feet there. I'm thinking, I was having a nightmare then. I think I can't screenshot it.
I think he did the same. Crawley did something similar when I was trying to read them. And the worst thing is as well, I didn't know any Crawley players, so I literally was just guessing. But yeah, I think, we all know about Fofana since he's come in. He's been a bit of a revelation. I think he's really good and can carry the ball as well. So that's someone we need to be aware of. We were touching on it last night. If they have ball carriers at the back, then like we've seen with Shah, like we've seen even with McTominay, I know he's not centre back, but you know what I'm saying is how they can just maraud straight through the middle, like the heavens have opened. It's like the parting of the sea at times. And he's someone we need to be wary of from that respect. Obviously, Castagna and Justin get forward. I think Justin will have his work cut out for him, though. Obviously, this game we have Rafinha and Rodrigo, who's going to be supplying the balls, and they didn't play in that first game, so they need to be wary of that. Obviously, Ndidi is a big loss, but Mendy, he's adequate enough cover, let's be honest. Tielemans, Maddison, Brighton. I know Leicester fans will probably go, what are you talking about? He's Mr. Consistent, etc., etc., and I get that. He's probably like our Stewie D, maybe. But yeah, I think the big plus is of course the fact that Jose Perez is leading the line as opposed to Jamie Vardy, and it'll mean that Leicester will have to adapt the game slightly, and maybe if they do that, Oscar, then it might play into our hands. But I mean, if I'm Brendan Rodgers, I'm saying same as last time. Same as last time. But did they not play with a back three last time?
Yeah, I think it was Fofana, Soyuncu, Evans in the back three, if I'm right in saying. Maybe Fuchs was actually in there as well, to be fair. But yeah, it's back three last time.
I think Soyuncu was injured and Fuchs actually
he was, wasn't he?
Well.
So yeah, it was a back three last time.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously, you look at Leicester now. I think I'm looking at midfield. The first place to look at in kind of like these top teams is the midfield. Look, Mendy, Tielemans, Maddison. That is in terms of balance, that is just so good in terms of, you got Tielemans, who's brilliant at progressing the ball. Maddison, who's just an absolute machine at the minute. And Mendy, who, he's not Ndidi, but he is a really, really good ball winner in that midfield. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good team, mate, to be fair. It's a pretty good team. Obviously, Perez in there for Vardy. I think they're going to find it harder to stretch the pitch and really expose them behind, which is what they did last time. But you still look at that technical quality. You got the ball carriers in Barnes and Maddison. Perez links up play quite nicely. So it's still going to be a really tough game, this, mate. And if we can see first, it's going to be a really, really long afternoon for us, I think, mate, to be honest. So it's important we start well. I did actually go on Leicester Fans TV this morning, and they informed me that they very rarely score first this season. They've had to come from behind quite a lot. So that could be a positive for us. Because I think if we score first, I think we're really good in those kind of situations, either seeing the game out or being really competitive in the game. But the big thing for me, mate, in a game like this, after the last couple, Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Leicester last time, is that we're not out of the game after half an hour, because that is what we've got to aim for now. I know it sounds very Sam Allardyce-like, but that's just a basic little thing we've got to aim for in this game. Even if we lose the game, as long as we stay in it and show a bit of progression from the last couple and we're not getting absolutely battered, that'll be something. If we get a result in this, mate, it'd be an absolutely superb result. And there's no real pressure on us because we won that last game. Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it, mate? And if I'm being honest, I look at the next three, and again, I think the wins or the more winnable games are Everton and Palace. So for this one, and I know not Leeds fans like to hear it, but it's a bit of a free hit. Obviously, Leicester are in great form. I think they'd won 5 on the bounce due to before their draw with Everton. Look, they are due a loss. I think they're unbeaten in a hell of a lot of games, and eventually that has to come to an end. And of course, Leeds' form needs to turn around against top 6 sides as well. And I definitely include Leicester within that conversation. I think they're a great side. I agree with Scooby Who as well, which doesn't which doesn't happen a lot, but he's given us a bit of that. I did, when I first seen it, said whoever scores the most. I thought he put whoever scores first wins, but it turns out he was just doing a Michael Owen style quote. He likes to come in the comments. But I was going to say I agree with Scooby Who, but obviously I didn't read it properly. But yeah, I think the first. I
still agree. He's still correct.
Yeah, technically, well, he is. Yeah. He's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. But I think yeah, the first goal is so important, and I suppose it depends when it comes as well, Oscar. I think my main worry is, like you say, we concede early and the floodgates open. That's not what we want. Let's see if Bielsa has adjusted slightly. I think, Peter Mora doesn't like that free hit BS. I get it, Peter. A lot of people say that we're Leeds United, etc., etc. I get that, but we have to also take a step back and realise where we are. For me, for me personally, and Leicester are a fantastic side. I don't think they get enough props in that conversation within the top teams, and it is for me a little bit of a free hit. Look, if we were to get some from this game, I spoke. You're the same. I think we spoke last night in the big match preview. There's a lot of fans who'd say, "Give me a point now, and I'll snap your hands off." I'm not like that. I want to see what the game unfolds like. Do you know what I mean? Before I make any sort of decisions. But I'm always confident of a Leeds United win, and why not? Why not? Why can we not go there and get a decent result? I'm fully backing that, and I'm going 2-1. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think, like I say, Jamie Vardy not being into a massive. He's a massive loss, and Jose Perez is nowhere near up to that standard. Watch him probably score a hat-trick now. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, there's a lot of love in the comments as well for Oscar, who was, of course, on Leicester Fan TV this morning. I did wait for you to come on, mate, but you were a bit delayed, and then I had
trouble with the internet, mate. Trouble with the internet. It always happens at the worst time.
Let's get some likes smashed on the video as well, guys. There's over 330 people watching, which is always amazing. We're always really grateful for your support. So please do that. There is 122 likes. So let's get to 150 quick time. If you're a Leicester fan just coming in, just smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Mark Edison, it says it's not so much a free hit. It's no shame in losing. And I get with that as well. I think, as a Leeds United fan, where we're at right now, we can accept the fact that we will come up against teams that are a lot better than us. And I think not enough. What's Leicester's bench like, mate? Have you got
Leicester's bench? Bear with me. I think we can see it on here.
I know from a Leeds United perspective, for those that are wondering, we have Kiko Casilla, Creswell, Davis, Jamie Shack, Mateus Click, of course, Helder Costa, Tyler Roberts, Pablo Hernandez, and Poveda. So, as for game changers, Owen Rundle said, I've just subscribed. Thank you very much, Owen. You're an absolute legend. What's that saying? So we've got Ward, Ricardo. Oh.
Can you see it? Can you see that?
We could until you've now.
Can you see that?
Ward, Ricardo, Soyuncu, Amati, Fuchs, Thomas, Chowdhury, Under, and Iheanacho. So the likes of Under, can come on and make a difference. Obviously, last time they brought on Maddison and he made the difference. But if it's tight, they've got some players off the bench that can affect the game. We have as well. I would say the main one being Pablo, but we don't seem to be seeing enough of him of late, do we, mate?
No, it's surprising. I thought against Newcastle it was well suited for Pablo. When we went 2-1 up, Newcastle had to come out against us, a bit like the 5-2 game. He comes on, 20 minutes to go. We probably win the game more comfortably because he finds that space. He finds those eye of the needle passes, because Newcastle did come on to us in that sort of last 20 minutes. Really did go for it, to be fair to him. I was surprised by that. And I think this game as well, again, a bit more difficult this game, because obviously you look at the quality Leicester do have compared to Newcastle. But I would like to see Pablo come on if we are in a bit of bother.
That's a great stat from Mario there, Leicester City fan. We've scored first 10 times this season and won all 10. He says he thinks it's 9 or 10 anyway. But that's what I mean. I think for me, the first goal is so crucial, as it is with Leeds United games. I know maybe not so much in the Premier League, but in the Championship, when we scored first, we very rarely lost games at all. Admittedly, some of that form has transpired into the Premier League as well. But I agree with that. I think the first goal is absolutely huge. 323 watching, 141 likes. Please smash the like on the video. Is there anything you want to discuss further on the lineups, mate?
I just think it's really well set up for a quality game. You see the technical quality on both teams. Some good battles there individually. I think obviously Rafinha versus Castagne really stands out as a good battle. Obviously, the big one really is probably Maddison versus Phillips. Really, number 10 versus RCDM. It'll be a really good battle that for me. And I think the winner of that battle will play a big part of the game. Let's not forget, Maddison ran the show last time at Ellen Road, but there was no Calvin on the pitch that day. Let's see what happens today. It's a really interesting game, this for me, mate. It shows progression. If we do get something out of the game, it shows clear progression on previous ones.
Yeah, just to shout out Owen as well, there will be a watch along. What we do is we react to the lineups live, so please smash a like on the video, folks. We then will be back with you at 1:45. So just before the game kicks off, talking about the game in some more detail, get some score predictions from myself and Oscar, get some score predictions from you guys watching the stream as well. We'll do a live watch along, and then we'll be back at 6 o'clock tonight as well with your live player ratings. So keep an eye out on that as well, guys. It's we love match day. We love match day on All Leeds TV because it's content, and it's what we enjoy doing. So yeah, Owen, there will be a watch along. We'll be back here at 1:45. Please smash a like on this video before it ends, and also head on over to the watch along stream now and smash the likes, get them in early, sit around and wait, have a chat. We'll be back with you at 1:45, where we look ahead to the game and, of course, hopefully get 3 points down at the King Power Stadium. That's it from me. I don't know if Oscar wants to leave you with anything.
If you like this video, Bamford will score. So there you go. It's up to you. If you don't do it, it's on you. If we lose the game and you don't do it, it'll live with you for the rest of your life. So like the video.
Peace out, folks. See you at 1:45.